Hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are painting the Death Korps of Krieg, otherwise known as the Veteran Guardsmen from the Kill Team Octarius box set. Now I'm really excited to show this one to you because I've got a cracking recipe for all of you, and well, we're going to jump in and start painting him. Now he's been primed in Grey Seer, and this is because we want a nice cold finish on this rather than the warmth that a Wraithbone would give us. And well, the first colour we're going to be using is a roughly 3 brushfuls of Space Wolves Grey to 1 brushful of Ultramarines Blue. And this is going to be for all of his fatigues. So we're just going to pick a place to start. Now I'm going to start just here on the front. I'm just going to start painting this all over. Now we want to get this like this on the kind of greatcoat, just ignoring his kind of the cuffs, and we don't want to get this on his trousers either because those are just going to be a slightly different colour. So with that done, should have a great coat that looks somewhat like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some Space Wolves Grey. I'm going to use this on his trousers, but we're also going to use this on the cuffs, and we're going to use it to shade that greatcoat as well. Now you don't have to shade the greatcoat if you don't want to, if you've already got that kind of tone that you're after. But we paint this over the trousers like that. And on this one as well. And then similarly, just over the top. Of our previous mix. We add the Space Wolves Grey. As you can see, that just adds a little bit more depth to the coat, creating an even greater juxtaposition between the coat and the trousers, because we've got Space Wolves Grey present in both colours. With the Ultramarines Blue providing that different tone. So with that Space Wolves Grey applied, as you can see, you should have a Death Korps of Kriegman, or a Krieger, or a Krieg infantryman that looks somewhat like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and the next colour we're going to be using is Skeleton Horde. Now we're going to use this in a couple of different places. So firstly we're going to use it on the wraps around the boots. Can't remember what they're called. They do have a name, but for the life of me it's just escaped me. I cannot remember. So I'm going to be using them down here, like this. Like that. We're also going to be using it on the gas mask. Like so. And we're going to use it on the bedroll. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to paint in all of the leather. Now there's two different styles of leather on the Kriegers. We've got sort of a really dark black leather and we've got a brown leather. So we're going to be starting with the same colour for all of this, and then they're going to diverge slightly. So the first colour we're going to be using is Wyldwood, and we're going to be using this on all of the areas such as the boots, the gloves, the straps, the pouches, everywhere that you want to be leather. So just avoiding where we've already painted in our lovely colours already with the Wyldwood. I always recommend when you're doing something like this, because there's so many leather details, just start from the bottom and work your way up. So with that now done, what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down iron warriors. I'm going to use this on all of our details that we want to be silver. So we're going to include areas like the blade, like so. I'm just going to finish that off. We're also going to paint in the bolt pistol, the mechanical areas at least. We want to paint in the sort of metallic parts of this bit here, as well as the belt buckle. And then what we also want to do is we want to paint in all of the armour panels. As well as any other areas that you want to be silver. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Basilicanum Grey. I'm going to use this to shade all of that silver, apart from the armour panels, because they are going to be a different colour. So what we're going to do is just going to take that Basilicanum Grey and just start painting it all over our silver details, like so. Like that. What we're also going to do is we're going to use this to paint in the casing of the bolt pistol. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to use some black Templar. I'm going to use this in a couple of different ways. So firstly, what we want to do is we want to colour in all of our black details, which are going to be areas like the rebreather pipe, just there like that. And we've got the casing of the bolt pistol as well, which is also going to be black. Like so. What we're also going to do is we're going to use this black Templar over the top of any of the areas of leather that we want to be that black leather. So we're going to colour in the boots over the top of the Wyldwood. Like so. And we're also going to do this over the top of the armour. And we're going to do it over the top of the gloves as well. Just like this. And with that done, as you can see, our Krieger is slowly coming together. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take some Retributor Amour. I'm going to use this to paint in all of our gold details. So this is going to be like the guard and the hilt of the sword, the various little aquillas around the model. And any other areas that you want to be gold. And with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Fyreslayer Flesh. I'm going to use this to shade all of that gold. So with that done, our Krieg infantryman is now at what I would call a battle-ready standard, or at least a Warhipster battle-ready standard, and he looks pretty good. However, what we are going to do now is we're going to take him to the next level. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on that armour, because we want this to be like a battered dark silver. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our brush and go straight from the pot here. I'm going to grab some Iron Hand steel. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to wipe it off. Now, I'm just going to use my hand here. We're just going to wipe off the majority of that paint, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're effectively going to roughly stipple Iron Hand steel over the top of the black. You can do as much or as little of this as you want. Only here on the shoulder pad. It's not a perfect coverage all over, that's not what we want here. Just need a little bit more paint. For it to be quite patchy. And with that done, what we're then going to do is we're going to once again take Iron Hand Steel, only this time we've got it thinned down on our palette. I'm going to use this to highlight all of the black armour. As well as all of our silver details. Just like this. And so with that done, what we're then going to do is we're going to very carefully take some Basilicanum Grey. I'm going to paint this over the top of our kind of distressed armour panels, but we just want to do it on the flat of the surface. So, for example, this one, just want to bring it up to that edge. And put it over like that. Really just blending that kind of wear and tear into the scene of the model. So with that done, the armour and the silver is all finished. So what we're going to do now is going to take some Canoptek Alloy and we're going to use this to highlight all of our gold. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to highlight the greatcoat. The colour we're going to be using for this is Russ Grey. Now it's a very subtle highlight, but that's what we want because we've already got a really nice tone and the Space Wolves Grey has done a lot of work for us in terms of supplying a highlight after the shading layer. So all we want to do is we just want to get this really nice, soft, supple Russ Grey highlight. On the greatcoat. Just like this. And with that done, I'm then going to use some Blood Angels Red. I'm going to use this for the needle, just down here. Like that. And also for the eye lenses on the gas mask. Like so. And with that done, we're then going to take some Dawnstone. I'm going to use this to highlight all of our black details. So for example, that casing on the weapon. And the boots and the gloves. And so with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take a tiny amount of blue horror. We're just going to use this to pick out the sharpest points on the trousers. And on the cuffs. And with that done, all that remains to do is to highlight our sort of bony parchment type areas, and the colour we're going to be using for that is Screaming Skull. So for example up here on the gas mask, add a little bit of Screaming Skull coming around like that. I'm also just going to pick out the bandages. And bedroll on the back. And there we have it. The Death Korps of Krieg are all finished and they look absolutely wonderful and really simple to do. Really, really fun. This video was made possible by Javi de la Cruz, and here is a big shout out to Candela, Olivia and Adriana. Thank you so much guys for trusting me to paint your Octarius set, and thank you very much for giving me that opportunity. Lots and lots of fun. Really, really like it, and well, these are just such classic miniatures. I was really excited to paint them, so thanks again. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you want to support me further like these legends and bosses on the screen before you, you can do so. Head to patreon.com/warhipster or head to ko-fi.com/warhipster. Alternatively, you can now become a YouTube channel member by heading to the channel page and clicking on the join button just here, just like these absolute bosses have done. And if you just want to shoot me a little thanks, just because you really love this video, you can click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.